In a city with 84 square miles of land, there's no place to go but up. For Seattle residents who love the water, there is a more affordable alternative with the best views in the city. Just ask Jerry.
I'm Jerry Callahan, and I live on Tennischuck Mortgage in our wonderful floating homes community.
An Ohio native, Jerry came to Seattle almost 50 years ago seeking a new start.
If you're part fish, which I seem to be, it's wonderful to be someplace where you can have your boat tied up right next to your house. If you love to swim as I do, it's great to just dive off my back deck.
Jerry's lived in her houseboat since 1991.
And I've also written a book about what it's like to live in a floating home. And I've sort of generally been dubbed as, oh yeah, she's the houseboat lady.
These floating rafts were once shelters for the poor, clustered on the east side of the lake for more than 100 years. Over the years, the community diminished in size and transformed the rafts into charming abodes, often rivaling resorts.
There are now 490 houseboats. We refer to ourselves as living in vacation land.
Traditional or contemporary, the floating homes are a distinct bunch, and no one is like the other.
Particularly the older ones tend to reflect the playfulness and the whimsy of the owner in many cases.
For Elliot Wolf, an old-timer of the community, choosing this lifestyle has meant learning to be creative with his space.
This is the solarium, and then I have a steam room, which is really the greatest shower in the whole world.
But inventiveness didn't begin with Elliot. It dates back to the early 1900s. Limited space, unlevel surfaces, and a lack of insulation haven't discouraged Elliot. He wouldn't trade his home for anything.
So this is like living on a houseboat.
Part resort, part fairy town. The charm of life on the water is priceless. Rustic haven to modern hideaway all share one thing in common: their proximity to Mother Nature, Seattle's calling card.
You're much more conscious of it. For instance, I hear the rain on my roof at night. You are sort of closer to the elements. And I often draw the analogy of being in a college dorm. We each have our own private space, but anything you need is just down the dock.